came out just now from Yankee Bornstein. So he has her over here. The Pasuk state in the Megillah that Esther said to the Melech, B'Shem Mordechai. So the mission of this, we learn from over here that Ha'omer Davar B'Shem Omro Mevii Ga'ula La'olam. From the fact that Esther said to Achashverosh B'Shem Mordechai, that you learn that Ha'omer Davar B'Shem Omro Mevii Ga'ula La'olam. Now the Mishnah over there brings it, Papi the Memches Kinyonim Shater Nikras Behem. And the shaila is, what shaykhis does that have to do with the mice of Esther? There's another shaila that he asks over here, that the chayr over there, the Geula only came because the Amira that Esther told Achashverosh was from the fact that that Mordechai was the one who saved him. So how can you learn from over here to every time that Omer Davar B'Shem Omroi is Mevii Ga'ula La'olam? Over there was directly negeya to the Geula. But how can you learn from over here to other places that Omer Davar B'Shem Omroi is Mevii Ga'ula La'olam? So Yankee says that the Maila of Omer Davar B'Shem Omroi, he says that Bemis comes from the tefillah that we say in Yom Neroim. V'yeda kol pol ki'ata pa'altoi, v'yavin kol yitzur ki'ata yitzartoi, v'yoymer kol asher neshama ba'apoi, Hashem Elokei Yisrael melech malchusei b'kol mashal. So he says that, what does it mean, the way that he's masber, v'yeda kol pol ki'ata pa'altoi, v'yavin kol yitzur ki'ata yitzartoi, v'yoymer kol asher neshama ba'apoi, Hashem Elokei Yisrael Melech Malchusa Bakol Mashallah, is that the purpose of the Geula is that everybody should be makir that the shirish, that the root of everything, of all the mitziasim, comes from the Eibishter. And so he says that that's the pshat, that if someone's Omer Davar B'Shem Omroi, means that he's megala the shirish. A person reveals the source. So by a person revealing the source, that's how he's Mevii Ga'ula La'olam. Because by a person revealing the source, so a person comes to be misboinin, comes to understand what's the source of everything. And by understanding the source of everything, we realize that the Rebbeinu Shalom is the source of everything that transpires in this world. So he says the same thing is that is what happened over here in the Maisa of Esther with Achashverosh. He says that the whole mahalach of the story of the Megillah seemed that it looked like that it was a tivius tikazach. It was a natural thing that happened over here. What happened was that the Yidden were in Eis Tzorah. Esther came to Achashverosh. She came to Achashverosh and she told Achashverosh, listen, remember, Mordechai saved your life. So if Mordechai saved your life, you have to pay them back. It was a Yid who saved them back and saved your life. So because of that it came about the whole Geula. So it seemed like it was something which happened, which was al pi derech hateva. He says Yedua that the chiluk between the Ness of Hanukkah and the Ness of Purim was that by Purim the Ness was b'derech hateva, and he says that that's why it doesn't say the Shem Shemayim in the Megillah, and it's called Megillah's Esther, to be Megala the Hester, because the whole Yisod of the Ness of Purim was to be Megala the Hester, it seems like that it seemed like there was something which happened the b'derech hateva, and a person has to delve into it even more to realize that what seems to us as teva, what looks to us as that it was something which was b'derech hateva, but ma'amis is that there's something which is more, which lies in it, which was much more than that. And when a person thinks about it and he's megala what the mitzias is, so that's what's מביא גאולה לעולם. And that's the limud from Kollel davar b'shem omro is מביא גאולה לעולם. And he says in מביא gezach, he says that it's yadua that he says that it's yadua that hateva is b'gematria elikim. So he says, what's hateva b'gematria elikim? What's the hay? So he says that it's not stam teva, it's hateva. It's with the hay idea that when you see the Yad Hashem, when you see the hay idea in teva, when you see the Yad Hashem in teva, then that's how you see that Sada and Eibishter afilu in the teva. And then says we had a order that steht estem in ater minayin. So we say estem in ater minayin v'noichi haster aster. That we learn it out from v'noichi haster aster. The ganze Esther is all gelernt from v'noichi haster aster. So what shaykh is estem in ater to v'noichi haster aster? So the teretz is because the ganze yisoid from Esther was to be megala the Nistar. That Esther was, we learned from Esther Gufa, this Nekuda, the fear of Shvayankiv, the way he's Masber, that the Pshat is the ganze Zach is to be Megala, that even in the Zach that seemed to us as Teva, but the Pshat is that there's something which lies in there there's a nest that's Beluvish in Teva. That's the side of Esther's, that it seems like it's Pastorah, but Ba'amis is, if you think into it, and that's the side of Gula. The Gufa comes from the fact that a person is Megala, the fact that the Teva, Zerzdok in Teva, that the Pshat is it's Alts Taibish. That's the whole side of Esther. We said another Mahalach of Gezok, and Ba'amis is Al Pi the Goyin says that the side of Esther, v'noichi haster aster, is that even in the Astorah, afilu in the Astorah, that the Eibishter is there, afilu b'toicha Astorah, that afilu in the Astorah, that it seems to us that it's something which is a matzav of Hester, but the emes is that Eibishter is being poil nes mitoicha Astorah. That we wanted to say that the pshat is that Milan from Esther, that Esther, what was the side of Esther? Esther was worried that she's going to come to Achashverosh, that she's going to lose her whole Hasidus. She's giving up from herself because you see that she went to Achashverosh. And because of that, what was her diet? She told Mordechai that she's going to Achashverosh, that she's losing her whole Hasidus by going to Achashverosh. And her concern was, as I've stated Rashi, that Lias Lila Shem, that she asked the Chachamim, Kavun L'Dairis, that her shame, she's going to be Eiker her shame. And Vasig that we only know the ganze Esther is only because of the fact that because she went to Achashverosh and she sacrificed herself, so she thought that was going to be the ultimate sacrifice where she's going to sacrifice her shame, but her ganze shame is not to leave them because she went to Achashverosh. So that's the side that a person thinks that B'toicha Hester, as the Eibishter is not being poil B'toicha Hester. He thinks that that's the time when the Rebbeinu Shalom Kaviyachol, he forgot about it. But the Emes is B'toicha Hester. That's when the Eibishter is being poil anes afilu B'toicha Hester. That's the whole union of Esther. That Esther is that to be Megala, that afilu B'toicha Hester, the Eibishter is being poil for us.